Greetings and welcome to this edition of
Positronic.
I'm Barry P. Cook. So I'm just making a quick video today because a couple of interesting things have hit the news. According to Beyond the Trailer's Grafe Randolph, Ryan Reynolds is trying to get his schedule together in order to be able to appear in the Snyder Cut. I don't even have to tell you of what, because we know what the Snyder Cut is, as Green Lantern. Apparently it's something he really wants to do, but it's not terribly convenient for him to do it right now with his schedule, so he's trying to work it out. It's funny because just a few videos back, I was talking about the Green Lantern show that's coming to HBO Max, and how they hadn't mentioned the Hal Jordan character in any of their releases on the series. So we still don't know if Hal Jordan's going to appear in that series, or beyond that, if it would be Ryan Reynolds. But it's kind of interesting because I said, I wonder if they're not going to do that character because it's already been done. And now I'm starting to think they're not going to do that character because it's going to be in the Snyder Cut, which we know now is not actually going to be released as a movie. It's going to be released in 4 parts, kind of like a miniseries. So I don't know. I'm just wondering if the different machinations are preventing them from using that character, or if they're just holding off to see what's going to happen. Not that they couldn't use the character if the character appears in the Snyder Cut, but they might want to time it in a way that people aren't confused. Not that people would be confused, but they might worry that people would be confused. Who knows? But anyway, that's the story. And it's interesting because, that movie did not do very well. And it was panned as much as it was well received. So it was kind of like a 50-50 thing in terms of how people think of it as being a good movie or a bad movie. So I'm surprised to hear that they're thinking about, putting him in it and just bringing that whole thing back to the forefront. That his version of the character didn't do well, and as well as they had hoped in the standalone film. And I'm surprised that Ryan Reynolds wants to do it, not only because of how the movie did, but because he made a big joke at the end of Deadpool 2 about how, doing the character was a mistake, doing the movie was a mistake. So I don't know. It's kind of weird, but we'll see. I personally would like to see it. I don't think the movie was that bad. So we'll have to see how that goes, if he ends up doing it or not. In Star Trek news, oh, by the way, do you like my Star Trek shirt? I ordered this because I really like the Star Trek movie uniforms, the uniforms from Star Trek 2 through 6. And the version that I saw online when I ordered it, the emblem did not look quite this clownishly big, but I don't know, maybe it's bigger because I'm bigger and they had to, I don't know. But anyway, I still thought I'd give it a shot and wear it. It's very Star Trek. But yeah, Star Trek news. Apparently, Picard has been renewed for season 3. And apparently, they're going to be shooting Picard season 2 and season 3 back to back from January through November of next year. I find that interesting for a couple of reasons. One being that that's just not done to my knowledge. There are no TV shows that, to my knowledge, shoot, for basically 11 months. Well, it's not even basically, it's 11 months. So, back to back straight through, that's not something that usually happens as far as I know. And the idea that they're going to do that with a star like Patrick Stewart, who's like pushing 80, seems really hard to believe to me. But we'll see. Maybe they're thinking, get the next 2 seasons in before he gets any older. I don't know. I can't see him agreeing to it. I don't know. We'll have to see. I mean, Shatner is older than him, and he never stops. That man has a schedule, or at least before COVID hit, that was insane. He was doing personal appearances all over the country, at cons and at screenings of The Wrath of Khan, and he was just doing all kinds of other things. He does, I forget the name of it. I'll have to put it up on the screen, you know, over here or wherever it goes. It's kind of like an unsolved mysteries thing. It's just nonstop. The man's always working. So I don't know, maybe Patrick Stewart's the same kind of guy where he could just keep going and old age doesn't slow him down. So we'll see. But the big reason I wanted to make this video today is because the CW has released updated photos of Javicia Leslie as Batwoman. And these are photos of her in the bat suit that is her bat suit. You know, not the Kate Kane bat suit. It's the Javicia White character's bat suit, which I've said before, on the one hand is good because it brings back the neck covering that I liked on the character. I didn't like it when they took the neck covering out of the suit for the Kate Kane character. I didn't like it because that's not how Batwoman is supposed to look. It looked better with the neck thing, the neck all the way covered up. I don't know, it's a small thing, but that was my preference. So I'm glad they brought that back, but I don't like the hair. I know this is a crazy thing. I don't understand why they seem determined to ruin this show. Not that it was great before, you know, it was something I watched to watch. It was something I watched because I'm a DC fan. You know, I just wanted to keep up with it. And Ruby Rose is attractive. I like watching her on screen. But I just think they're taking it in a wrong direction. The character wore a wig to begin with, right? So whoever they cast, black or white, it's not like wearing a wig is out of the question. The hair they went with might even be a wig. I don't know. So what I want to know is, why did they have to go with a wig that's, first of all, not straight hair like the character has, and secondly, even worse, like, okay, if it's not going to be straight hair, if it's going to be, you know, the hair of what Javicia Leslie might refer to as a sister, to use her word, that's fine, but why can't it be the correct color, the color of the character's hair? Why? They did the ends of her hair in that color, but why are they determined to make this Batwoman look so different and stand out so much? Like, I don't understand. Look, when you're stepping in to take over a character that someone else has played, you want to make it your own. And that makes sense. It's done in the James Bond films. It's been done from the beginning with the James Bond films, just for an example. Okay, it's been done with the Superman films. It's been done with Batman. Okay, but they didn't, you know, they didn't make Batman's suit green, you know, from one Batman to the next. They stuck with the general parameters of the character. And in this case, they had perfectly, or almost perfectly, portrayed the character in terms of the look of the character in season 1. Why in season 2 do they have to deviate so much from it so that Javicia Leslie can make the character her own, to the point that it doesn't look like the character? I mean, okay, the suit, you know, it's not like they made the suit green, right? So it looks like the character, quote unquote. But why did they have to do a departure from the correct hair color for the character, which again is not a natural human hair color, which again was a wig already? Why couldn't they just have stuck with that? I don't understand. And even if they had to, you know, make it more textured or make it more like what Javicia might refer to as sister hair, why couldn't it be the correct color? I just don't understand why they're doing this, why they're making it so hard for me and people like me to stick with the show. I don't know, maybe they don't care. Maybe they figure they're going to bring in a whole other slate of viewers who didn't like the way the character looked before, and then they're going to more identify with this one. I don't know. But they seem determined to, like, reinvent the wheel. And why? If you felt this woman was the best actress for the part, fine. If you cast her just because she wasn't white, I have a problem with that. I have a problem with that because now you're taking entertainment, and I don't care if you're putting message in, message is fine, but now you're taking entertainment and you're messing with the ability of that entertainment to be what it would be on its own merits. And you're injecting aesthetic into it that you don't have to inject it. Like every show and movie and so forth has an aesthetic. You know, it's called art direction, right? But to, I don't know. Maybe I'm talking out of my rear end. I don't know. I just don't know if they deliberately cast a person of color for a part that is not a person of color in the source material. But then I didn't have a problem when they did it to, you know, um, Johnny Flame. And I didn't have a problem when they did it to Perry White. So I don't know. Sometimes it seems like I'm talking out of both sides of my face, but I just feel like the look of this character was particularly important. And they're messing with the look of the character to an extreme that they don't have to be going to. And I understand you want to make the part your own, but they should have made her understand that there were going to be limits to her ability to do that. And they should, at the very least, have kept the hair color. I don't know, maybe that's a crazy thing to be hung up on. Maybe I'm just a crazy person. I don't know. That's how I see it. And we're going to have to see how it all, pans out when the second season airs. Anyway, I will be back to review the third season episode of Discovery, maybe before that, depending on what, if anything, comes up between now and then. And until then, my friends, peace and long life.